Minor town. Major issue. What is this minor town? This is set up in the mountains. This town happens to be my hometown of Aspen, Colorado. This is a picture from 1890 to 1900. It's not specific when this photo was taken, but it's really good because it shows all the major buildings in town completed and built in this time period. In this series, we're going to focus on how these buildings were constructed, because they were constructed at a time before power tools, before electricity, before any modern day technology we have to build. And it was done by hand with horses and wagons and mules and steam power, which we'll get into. But these are the main buildings I'm going to focus on in this series. The Hotel Jerome, the Picken County Courthouse, St. Mary's Church, the Wheeler Opera House, the Elks Building, and all of this main infrastructure in town here. And 90% of it was built within 3 years, and the rest in the next couple years. And the first major issue is that all of these buildings were each built in less than a year, and in some cases 6 months, 4 months, all made out of brick and heavy stone masonry. So the first major issue is, how was this possible with manual labor? So here's another shot from 1890 to 1900. And from the other angle, you can see the Wheeler Opera House over here. You can see the Hotel Jerome is over here. You can see the Elks Building is here. The Aspen Block and Paragon Building are here. Aspen Block, Paragon Building. This is the Brand Building back here. This is the Crossroads Drug Building. It's called something else, but here's the county courthouse back here. And just to look at these buildings, this is the Jerome, 4th of July, 1911. And we're also going to look at the courthouse, this Presbyterian church. And here we are, this is the Elks Building, and that's the Wheeler in the background. And this is the Aspen Block. And this here is the Armory, which became City Hall. This building was built in 4 months, in the snow, in the winter. And a major issue is you can't do masonry in the snow. You can't do masonry when it's freezing, nor can you dig when it's freezing. This is the Washington School. Another shot of the Washington School. This is the Lefebvre block over here on the left. This was built in 1886 or 88, I believe. And just looking at this street scene is pretty funny. Looks like a building fell down back here or something. I don't know, but there's some shady characters going on. What are you looking at? So, and this is the Elks Building. Look at this thing. The official story is that this building was built in 8 months, starting in March, when there's 4 feet of snow on the ground. And of course it goes downstairs too. There's another below level down here. And just to give you some perspective, in the modern day, we have the courthouse, we have the Brand Building, Lefebvre Block, 1888 it says. This is a shot of downtown from the 70s. So you can see the red brick building structures. This is the Elks building. This is St. Mary's Church. This is the courthouse here. That's the armory right here. We have the Wheeler Opera House here, and we have the Hotel Jerome back here. This is the Wheeler Opera House today. Beautiful building. This building was built in 10 months. This is the Jerome, built in 15 months, they say, from breaking ground till opening day. And there's the Jerome as she stands today. So let's look at, where is Aspen, Colorado? And Aspen, Colorado is in the Rocky Mountains. It's at 8,000 feet above sea level, approximately. And it's basically in the western middle part of the country. So these are the Rocky Mountains. And let's go down into Aspen here and have a look. Get a similar perspective. Now, the issue with building, let's say the Jerome, or any of these buildings, is that in order to build, here's the Jerome right here. Here's the Wheeler Opera House. And the Elks building is here. Aspen Block is here. Brand building. City Hall. Courthouse. St. Mary's Church. These are all really impressive buildings. But in order to build a building like this, when it opened, it had 2 huge steam boilers in the basement, each weighing 7 tons, empty. And this building was wired for electricity and had plumbing. And with the steam heat, it also had hot water, flushing toilets, showers. And as you can see here, these metal grates, this goes down another floor. And there's windows down here, and as a kid I used to try to fish out dollar bills and change that fell through here. Like I said, I grew up here, and this is my hometown, so I'm very familiar with this place. And in this series, we're going to look at all the things standing in the way of building these buildings at a time period when you just basically had manual labor. What are the major issues? Well, snow is a major issue. Freezing temperatures, major issue. And rocks are a major issue, because this whole area is full of huge 20 to 100 ton boulders in the ground, above ground, all over the place. And I'll show you that. And how we're going to deal with them. With black powder, another major issue, blasting. And yeah, we're going to look at that coming up. Rain, hail, ice, major issue. Smoke is a major issue. And poop. Yeah, poop is something that, people don't think about. But when you got thousands of beasts running around town and pooping everywhere. But look at this building here. This is the Elks building. Look at this beauty. And if you're into old world iconography, check this out. You've got a face on the side of this building. What is that face? It's got leaves coming out of its mouth. Maybe acanthus leaves, if you know about that. But this is an impressive building to go up in 8 months. Wow. Let's get into it. And by let's get into it, I mean in the next episode will be part 1 of this series where we explore digging first, digging the foundation. And we're going to start with the Hotel Jerome and the Wheeler Opera House and the things that come up. And our guy Abel and our guy down in the pit of the Wheeler Opera House, Bodie, are going to be hard at work throughout this series to try to beat this narrative and timeline to get these buildings built. We'll see. Stay tuned.